Deep Dive with David Stendahl, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey there, it's David Stendahl with tonight's Deep Dive. It is November 5th, 2018. We're going to look at corn today. The ETF is CORN, corn. The reason we're looking at it for the most part is the fact that we're in a bit of a trading range, and there's an opportunity to be made here on the longer term long side, but that's probably not going to pop up here for a little while here, so I just want to set the stage here. So what we have right now, and this is actually a good thing, is that we have a mixed trend between the short, intermediate, and long term. The long term is still down, but the short and intermediate are pointed higher. The technical rating right now is positive, which is good for the fact that the market is moving higher and the fact that we're actually long the market. Let's take a look at corn and just get a feel for this trading range. These bars here are daily bars, and if you look at the market from the highs that were set back here, that was the sort of the beginning of the trading range once we broke above those highs. So on this bar right through here, which would have been mid last month, and ever since then the market for the most part has just been trading sideways. It's got support down here and it's got resistance up here, and there's a couple other smaller levels of support and resistance, but for the most part it's been playing in and around the 50-day moving average. Now where we stand right now is the seasonal tendencies are still a little bit weak, but soon we'll start to see an opportunity for the market to really start to rally. So what I thought I would do is show the dates here. So here's corn. This is in our newsletter that we put out, November 13th through the 18th. Not a long period of time, but that's the period where the market typically starts to have a bit of a push to the upside. So if you're interested in learning more about the newsletter and some of the things that we're talking about here, I'll just show this to you real quick. You'd come to our website, you come to memberships, you come to seasonal newsletter, fill in your information, and we'll send you the newsletter, which will obviously talk about corn. But where we stand right now is there's a little bit of ambiguity going on here. So here's a 10-year chart for corn. So this is more up to date than what I was showing in the newsletter. This little triangle here represents Friday's close. You can see that there's traditionally a little bit of a sell-off here between where we are now and that date that I was giving to you in the newsletter, which is going to be more mid-November. Then we start to have a bounce. There's a nice bounce to the upside, but the trend for the remainder of the year, tradable opportunities, but the trend for the remainder of the year would be to the upside. So we have an opportunity mid-November and then another one in early December. And so what we want to do is when we look back at the market here, we want to watch these levels of support and resistance. So the upper range here, just call it 389 on the upside, and the low side, just using this as our target here, we're looking at 355 as the support. I think the more clear support to the market is really just going to be the 50-day moving average, but the systems right now are long, and I'll show you how the performance is, because we've been long for a while between a number of different systems, and you can see in the green markets we got a nice open position profit in corn, almost 13,000 between the three systems. We've got a net long, two long systems, one short. That's where the profit is coming from. And we got a nice profit here in soybeans, and then short with the systems, we have a nice open position profit in wheat as well. So as a whole, the grains are actually doing pretty well for us. So what I would have you do is, when you're looking at this particular market, look for tradable opportunities. Again, we're still long the market, but we could unwind that long position fairly quickly, so do watch the systems. And then look for these tradable opportunities, this chop that's going to be coming here. The one that is going to be, I think, fairly profitable would be the potential for the market to rally here, and if we do have basically just a continued sideways action in a couple of weeks, or about a week or so, we should see a nice little pop to the market and therefore have a nice little tradable opportunity. if we actually pull up the seasonal tendencies here and we look at the projection, you can see that the 14th and the 13th of this month, that's when the market typically bases. This is a guideline. It's not something that you use to say specifically buy in this date, but I just want to point out that where we stand now, there's that tradable opportunity that's going to be popping up here, and with the systems hedged long to short one, we're going to be taking advantage of this, but we could do it with a couple of different positions, and I just want to make sure that you're prepared to take advantage of a potential tradable opportunity coming up here fairly soon. So do watch those support resistance levels, and watch the seasonal tendencies, and obviously watch the systems, and we'll see how things kind of play out here with this tradable opportunity in corn. We will take a look at another market tomorrow. I appreciate it, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.